There are a number of different brands of drop-in trigger kits for the 1911 pistol and clones. The sear and hammer surfaces have been properly fit to replace your existing sear and hammer without requiring you to prep the surfaces further. Even though the trigger sear system and some related parts are included, remember other parts will still require proper fitting. For instance, the thumb safety may require some fitting or replacement to ensure proper function and safety. Normally, the existing grip safety shouldn't require fitting or replacement. Be sure to function check your parts as you install and fit them. If you're going to change the thumb safety or grip safety, they need to be fitted after the installation of the new parts kit. You will need a suitable wrench or screwdriver to fit the grip screws, a 3/32 punch, a 5/64 punch, a small hammer and a bench block or vise, and a suitable frame holding fixture. Because you're working with compressed springs, you'll need to wear safety glasses to protect your vision. Make sure the pistol is safe. Remove the slide from the receiver and put it aside. Remove the grips to avoid damage to them. Pull the hammer back to the cock position. Lift the thumb safety and wiggle it as you pull it out to the left side. If you have an ambidextrous safety, you will have to remove the right side first. In either case, use caution so the safety plunger assembly does not fly out of the plunger tube and get lost. Decock the hammer, push out the mainspring housing pin from the right to the left if the dimple is on the right side, and vice versa if it is on the left side. Slide the mainspring assembly out and set it aside. Now remove the grip safety. Next, remove the sear spring from the frame by lifting the bottom out of the slot in the frame and pulling it downward. Push out the hammer pin to the left and remove the hammer and hammer strut. Push out the sear pin to the left and remove the sear and disconnector, and put all these parts aside and away from any new parts you intend to install. If you're replacing the trigger, remove the magazine catch by pushing it in slightly on the left side of the catch and turn the screw about a quarter turn to the left to lock the screw for removal. Remove the catch to the right. You should be able to slide the trigger out of the rear for replacement or cleaning at this time. Reinstall the trigger fully and insert the magazine catch. Push the catch to the right slightly and turn the catch screw to the right about a quarter of a turn and test to make sure the spring loads up the catch and it is installed correctly. Make a loose assembly of the new sear and disconnector and insert them into the frame of the gun. The disconnector has a beveled flat that goes to the rear. The sear has a curve that goes to the front, while the spring ledge goes at the bottom rear. Align the sear disconnector and insert the sear pin from the left side. There's a slight lip on both the hammer and sear pins that goes to the left. Insert the new hammer strut assembly in the frame and insert the hammer pin. For ease of assembly, you can put the new sear spring in place and slide the mainspring assembly into the rear of the frame. The mainspring housing can't be fully installed in the frame at this time, but it will be required to provide tension on the sear spring and prevent it from coming out of the slot. Put the grip safety in place. Start the thumb safety pin in the frame just far enough to capture the grip safety. If the thumb safety pin does not go into the frame, establish where the source of resistance is coming from. There are 3 areas that may cause this problem. The most common is that the hammer isn't fully cocked and the sear is not fully engaged due to the lack of spring tension. Check the alignment of the thumb safety pin to the frame. Finally, the sear shelf of the safety may require fitting to the new sear. If the thumb safety goes into the frame and stays in place, test the safety by putting forward pressure on the hammer to load up the sear and pull the trigger while the thumb safety is engaged. Make sure the hammer doesn't move. If the hammer moves when you pull the trigger with the safety engaged, you'll need to replace the thumb safety and fit a new one before you go further in the process. If the thumb safety functions properly, remove it and reinstall the grip safety into the frame. Reinstall the mainspring housing and mainspring housing pin. Check the grip safety for function. Support the frame, cock the hammer, disengage the thumb safety, and without touching the grip safety, pull the trigger. The hammer should not fall. If the hammer falls, you must replace the grip safety. Replace the plunger assembly into the plunger tube and hold it in place as you draw the hammer back to the cock position. Hold the plunger assembly in the compressed condition and out of the way. Rotate the thumb safety down and push it into place. Install the grips and make sure they don't interfere with the function of the thumb safety. Reinstall the slide assembly. Pull slide to the rear while pulling the trigger and allow the slide to go back into battery. The sear and disconnector should keep the trigger from going forward. Pull the slide to the rear and allow the slide to drop into battery without holding the trigger. The sear should hold the hammer at full clock during this test. Do not repeat this test, as this is an abnormal drop test and produces forces that do not normally exist while firing the 1911, 1991, or clones. On a number of 1911 hammers, there is a half-cock notch that should catch the hammer on the sear in these instances. If the test is repeated, it will damage or break the sear surface, making it unserviceable. Use only lubricants recommended by the parts manufacturer for best results and the longest service life.